from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Bradford Eric. A Bismarck man remains in jail tonight, accused of firing a gun in Moorhead early this morning. 29-year-old Alexander James Hollis faces multiple felony charges, including assault, terroristic threats, and discharge of a firearm. Police responded to the area of 1002 18.5 Street South in Moorhead around 4 this morning, where officers found evidence that a shot was fired and recovered a short-barreled shotgun. Hollis was identified and arrested right at the scene. No one was injured. Grand Forks police are still searching for suspects after a man was beaten and robbed early this morning. Police say they responded to a disturbance call in a parking lot at 1601 17th Avenue South, where they found 32-year-old Devin Clark injured on the ground. Officers report Clark telling them he was repeatedly hit and kicked by a group of men and that his cell phone and wallet were taken. Police say Clark remains at Altru Hospital being treated for his injuries. If you have any information, you're asked to call police. We're learning the funeral details tonight for a Fergus Falls man allegedly shot in his sleep by his son just days ago. Visitation for 56-year-old Rick DeFeel will take place at the Olson Funeral Home in Fergus Falls this coming Wednesday from 5 to 7 p.m. with a funeral service the next day, Thursday, at the First Church of the Nazarene in Fergus Falls. 29-year-old Dustin DeFeel is charged with second-degree murder in his father's death, with his bond set at $1 million by the court and ordered to undergo a mental evaluation. Court documents say Dustin went to his parents' home and asked to do his laundry. His mother was in the bathroom, where she says she heard a loud pop, hid, and called 911. Rick DeFeel was found lying in a bed with a gunshot wound to his head. Dustin DeFeel is a veteran with his family, telling us he served overseas in Iraq and that he seemed unusual for a while. It was a tense afternoon in Valley City as the SWAT team was called in and police barricaded roads in the neighborhood. Police say Shelton Amar Ard was wanted on drug charges and was found inside an apartment on 8th Avenue Southwest. Police believed Ard may have had a handgun, and people nearby were evacuated or told to shelter in place. It took several calls for Ard to surrender to law enforcement before he came out. Ard was booked into the Barnes County Corrections Center. This story had many of you messaging us on Facebook asking what was happening in your neighborhood. Remember to like Valley News Live on Facebook and you'll stay informed throughout the day with the latest news, breaking news, and severe weather. The best truck drivers in the area came out to compete in the 25th Annual North Dakota Truck Driving Championship, with professionals putting their skills and knowledge to the test. And while many of us complain about how truckers take up the road, Valley News Team's Natalie Parsons tells us it's actually other vehicles that cause the majority of accidents.
Brian Wold has been a professional truck driver for over 20 years. His routine local route for work is to Minneapolis and back every night. And he sees many things that make our roads a dangerous place.
The main thing nowadays is the distracted driving with the cell phone use. You'll see people driving with their cell phone, talking on it.
Wold says drivers should use Bluetooth when talking on their cell phones. He also says that when trucks are on the road, avoid tailgating and getting into one of their many blind spots.
4 of them which are the front of the truck, the side of the truck, both right and left sides, and the passenger side is our longest and largest blind spot. That can be up to 3 lanes wide.
According to the North Dakota Motor Carriers Association, 70% of accidents involving trucks are the fault of other vehicles on the road. And in recent years, trucks have become equipped with technology to prevent future accidents.
Adaptive cruise control, so if someone swerves in front of a truck, brakes will automatically apply. It'll tell the driver if they're departing a lane, and many of them even have onboard cameras.
Truck drivers agree that safer roads for you means safer roads for them, so we can all get to our destination.
I'm out there doing my job, and I'm doing it the best of my ability every day. I do as safely as possible, and that way I get home and I get to see my family every night too.
In Fargo, Natalie Parsons, Valley News Live.
The winners of today's 25th Annual North Dakota Truck Driving Championship will move on to the national competitions later this year. Motorcycle engines revved up for a good cause as Regroup hosted their first annual Ride for Recovery motorcycle rally. Former addicts, families, and friends hopped on their Harleys in support of those battling addiction. The group started in South Moorhead and ended at M.B. Johnson Park, where personal recovery speeches were given. Regroup says they hope events like this will inspire addicts to get the help they need.
For people that are still out there struggling, it is so important for them to know that there is hope, that there's people like me and people that are all around me right now, that recovery has worked and there is hope out there.
The money raised goes towards Regroup, an addiction help support group. Tonight on Valley News Live 10 at 10, hear more personal stories from recovering addicts and what they say it will take to end the drug crisis in our region. A reminder for North Dakotans who want to give fishing a try, you can fish for free June 4th and 5th. That's the state's free fishing weekend when all residents age 16 and over can fish any North Dakota water without a license. Residents age 15 and under do not need a fishing license at any time of the year. If you heard someone yell, "Take a hike" today, don't be offended. Saturday, June 4th is National Trails Day. The American Hiking Society stopped by Capitol Hill to talk about how hitting the trails can be healthy. As our Washington correspondent Kelly Meyer finds, there's more benefits to this exercise than just slimming your waistline.
I greatly enjoy just getting in touch with nature through all of my other senses.
John Mead has been an avid hiker since he was a young boy. He continues that tradition today with just one challenge.
I lost my sight when I was a senior in high school.
A car accident severed the optic nerve in both of Joe's eyes, but it never stopped him from the activity he loves.
For all of us, we all have our strifes in life. And a lot of what it is what we choose to do with that.
A new report from the American Hiking Society says walking is not only good for your physical health, but your mental health as well. They call it the park prescription.
Groups like the Warrior Hike encourages veterans to participate in long-distance outdoor expeditions to, as they say, walk off the war.
The evidence is really beginning to mount, which is becoming clearer and clearer that really we need to push getting people outdoors.
Nebraska Congressman Jeff Fortenberry says he sees the benefits of hiking in his own community and wants to extend that across the U.S. He's introducing legislation that would designate the American Discovery Trail as the first coast-to-coast multi-use trail.
In the end, it really is about social well-being. That's why in Lincoln you see such extensive uses of the trail system by families, people biking to work, or people who just want to go out for a walk.
Joe chooses to get out every day and hike the trails around our nation's capital. And he says it makes all the difference.
Really encourage folks to draw within and find the inner spirit and the ability to step out, take a risk, and boldly go where only you can take yourself.
In Washington, I'm Kelly Meyer, Valley News Live.
For more information on the American Hiking Society's National Trails Day, head to our website and click on this story. The sun finally came out this afternoon, which was a good thing as the Fargo pools opened for the summer season. Davies Recreational Center off 25th Street South was all smiles as guests took their first strokes of the season. But it's been a mixed bag here in the FM area as rain and sunshine have taken turns at times today. Storm Team meteorologist Justin Fanfrilli joins us now with a check of your weekend weather. Justin?
And thank you, Bradford, and good afternoon or early evening, everybody. Temperatures out there slightly cool for this time of year. We had a northerly flow that kept them down. 72 right now at Fargo, 74 at Jamestown, 75 at Devil's Lake, and a 69 at Bemidji. Now, taking a look at the wind speeds, most of us between 10 and 20 miles per hour, but we're mainly from the north or northwest, which is a cool flow, and an exiting low pressure system is giving parts of our area some rain showers down there. Some of them have brief heavy rain, some of the heaviest rain just to the north or to the west of Foston right now and approaching the Bagley area. But as we go through later on this evening, we've got mainly cloudy skies out there as temperatures fall back through the 60s. We got a big warm up on the way, and we got sunshine also. I'll give you the details a little later on in the newscast.
Okay, thank you, Justin. Later on Valley News Live at 6, the world continues to mourn the passing of a boxing legend.
And welcome back. Here's a look at our tower cam time lapse in the Fargo area. We saw a mix of sun and clouds as we went through the day today, and we had some rain showers out there, one during the 9 a.m. hour, another one during the 4 p.m. hour. Taking a look outside right now, we're at 72 degrees under mostly cloudy skies in Fargo. Wind is up there, a little breezy north-northwest at 16 miles per hour, and Moorhead is a little cooler at 70 degrees right now, and Grand Forks is 72 under mostly cloudy skies. Other temperatures show we have a 73 Valley City, 74 Jamestown, 72 at Langdon, and as you make your way out toward the Roseau area, and temperatures in the upper 60s to near 70 as you approach and then go through Lakes Country. So here's the satellite loop over the last few hours. As you can see, we had a band of some light to moderate rainfall move through the Red River Valley and now getting into portions of Northland, Minnesota and into Lakes Country. We saw the clouds increase. There are clearer skies behind that, so we're just going to keep a mix of some sun and clouds through the next few hours out there. And some of the heaviest rain just moving through Foston right now, just to the west of Bagley and approaching lower Red Lake. So as we zoom out, we see that the low pressure system that gave us the thunderstorms in some areas of our viewing area yesterday, moving its way away from us. We have that brisk northerly flow as high pressure is about to make its way in, and this high pressure system is going to be our weather for the day on Sunday, as most of us will just see mainly sunny skies out there. So here's a look at your Sunday, starting off in the 50s, temperatures topping off near 80 degrees. We could see a few passing showers, especially into Northland, Minnesota. Most of the precipitation does stay off to our east, though, and then as we go through the overnight period, an increase in the clouds and maybe an isolated shower, especially north, but nothing heavy, and most of us will stay dry. 55 at 7 a.m. for your Sunday in Fargo, mostly sunny skies, and it will be a cool start compared to where we will be. 73 by noon, we turn breezy, mostly sunny skies. We will be warming up, though. Temperatures near 80 degrees by 5 p.m. It will be windy, but mostly sunny in the Fargo area. Elsewhere across the Southern Valley, temperatures getting into the mid to upper 70s, mostly sunny skies, a little warm for this time of year, and it will be breezy to windy in some places, especially south, like in Lakes Country, where we'll see temperatures into the mid to upper 70s out there. Now, we will be mostly sunny and nice into Northland, Minnesota. An isolated shower later is not out of the question, though. Mid 60s to lower 70s. We're going to keep mostly sunny skies tomorrow afternoon into the Northern Valley, upper 60s to mid 70s out that way. So taking a look at Monday's forecast, now starting off again into the 50s, so a cool start, and we have a chance of some showers and thunderstorms moving through, but temperatures will be a lot cooler as most of us will be near 70 for a high for the day on Monday. So for your Sunday, a high of 80, a high of 68 for Monday. That's when we have a slight chance of some showers, possibly some thunderstorms. And then as we go through next week, we are going to clear out very nicely and warm up pretty rapidly. 75 on Tuesday, mostly sunny through Wednesday, 84, 88 on Thursday, and by Friday up to 91, breezy, mostly sunny, with our next slight chance of some showers and thunderstorms on Saturday. But the heat is on and we are breezy. Look for a high of 94 degrees. So plenty of sunshine and really warm air as we go through next week.
So now's a good time to make sure that air conditioner's working.
Yeah, now definitely is. You're not going to need it on Monday. It's only going to be around 68, but 94 by this time next week.
Whew. It's almost summer, right?
Yep.
Thanks so much, Justin. Coming up next, the world is mourning the loss of a legendary boxer. The boxing world is mourning the death of Muhammad Ali, a man who called himself the greatest. The Olympic gold medalist and former heavyweight boxing champion has suffered from Parkinson's disease for over 30 years and was admitted to a Phoenix, Arizona hospital this week for a respiratory issue. The legacy for this larger-than-life man went beyond the boxing ring, too. He converted to Islam in the 1960s and refused to fight in the Vietnam War. Ali is survived by his wife Lonnie and 9 children. The influential Muhammad Ali was 74 years old. And we want to remind you the 52nd annual Bank of the West KX4 Amateur Golf Tournament still has spots open. You can register online at valleynewslive.com, click on the Sports tab, and then KX4 Amateur on the drop-down menu. There are 2 flights, a championship and a senior division. The tournament takes place June 11th and 12th. That's next weekend at the Moorhead Country Club. And it should be another fun year for golfers to get out and play some top competition right here in our own backyard.
Yeah, 1 week from today, we'll be out at the Moorhead Country Club giving you highlights of that. But before we get to that, we've got baseball state tournaments going on in North Dakota. We've got so many highlights for you. We'll have those next for you in sports.